Turn me down, I got a fever. Turn me down, I got a fever. I'm in the game, you in the bleachers. I'm in the game, you in the bleachers. Turn me down, I got a fever. Turn me down, I got a fever. I'm in the game, you in the bleachers. I'm in the game, you in the bleachers.
What's going on, man? It's your boy Ferrari, City Streets 9.5, Mr. Golf and Alert. I'm here with HipHop Streets.
I'm in the game, you in the bleachers. Turn me down, I got a fever. Turn me down, I got a fever. Turn me down, I got a fever. I'm in the game, you in the bleachers. Turn me down, move around, I can see the hatred through the crooked smile. Turn me down, I got a fever. Money long like the Beatles.
Welcome to HipHop Streets, Ear to the Streets podcast, a podcast and a app made especially for underground artists. And today is our first episode, the launch. We're here at the A3C Fest in Atlanta, and I have the beautiful Miss Destiny Watson here. She's so talented, and I can't wait to get in and just ask you all the questions I gotta ask you. Okay, so she plays 3 instruments. We briefly talked earlier. I told her I had to cut her off because I didn't want to get all into the interview questions before we actually got on air. So tell us about your instruments that you play, how you learned to play them, and when you started playing them.
Okay. So, again, I'm Destiny Watson. Elementary school playing instrument.
So when you started playing those instruments, did you see yourself becoming an artist at that time, or were you just, I'm going to learn these instruments, I want to learn how to play?
I think music was always like a natural thing to me. So I didn't really think about I didn't know that you can make money from music until way later. And I was like, what? I put my instrument down, but I could be making bank playing these instruments.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's rare. A lot of people aren't playing instruments. A lot of people are looking for someone to play them for them. And so is that how you get a lot of work and how you've gotten yourself out, is because you play those instruments?
Actually, I just started putting telling people I play the flute.
Right.
But now that I started posting me playing my instrument online, and the flute is hot right now in hip hop.
Yeah, that's what caught my attention. I was like, okay,
yeah.
she playing an instrument.
It's just people rolling in.
So for the AC3 Fest, tell us about what you're doing here and what you're doing for the whole festival. What's your lineup looking like this whole weekend?
All right. So today, after this, I'll be heading over to the East Coast Grill, and I'll be performing there. And then after that performance, that's what Maravi Live. And then after that, I'll be performing at MMG's listening party, the Mogul Showcase. Mogul Showcase.
We was talking about how to say that earlier.
And then that's between 4 and 9 p.m.
Okay. We definitely gonna stop by there.
Yeah.
What exactly got you in? What was your first step to that showed you yes, this is for me? Your first, I guess, the first person who gave you an opportunity.
For music, I guess I'm gonna say if I do that, it'll be my music teacher, and then my passion for music is my dad, and then actually getting back into music is just people who are around me saying, hey, I'm about to look up some scores to play your music or whatever, and I was like, yo, I'm about to get back into my instrument and play. Yeah, but now my opportunities are just coming in from everywhere.
So thus far, what's been your biggest, your dream? You got an opportunity, you just couldn't believe that you got them, because you're dang, when we were speaking earlier, you used to listen to somebody, and then it's now they want you to work with them. So how did that make you feel? And tell me who that person was.
It's crazy. But first, I met Sony Digital, and then he said I can send him some stuff. And also, I think it's FKI. I don't want to mess up his name. And I kept asking the other day, so if you see this, he'll know. But yeah, I think it's FKI, but people know who he is. He's a producer, and they're way up there. So.
And you just was wow, this really happening for me.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I didn't think of that.
Have you uploaded your music to HipHop Streets already?
I'm trying to. Yeah.
Where do you see yourself going with HipHop Streets, being that, it's a new app? This is the first of, for underground artists. It's not going to be, any other artists that can, that's already out there. And we don't want to, we basically want this for our underground artists so that they're not overcovered by anything that's already being played in the mainstream. So how you feel like that's going to help you in your career right now?
And since it's new too, it's being built from the ground up. So like people will be able to hear like my music, other artists' music, and then they can build with us first. So it's like more fan base and like stuff like that.
Right.
Did I answer that right?
You did. Okay, well,
Yeah.
I'm so glad you got here and came and spoke with me. It's a great pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
I can't wait to come see you perform later. I'm going to be in the crowd lit.
Oh yeah, now wear y'all band.
Okay.
All right. I had wore it the other day.
Yay.
Yeah, so some people probably seen it.
So tell our followers and our viewers your Instagram and where they can follow you, where they can get your music, all of that, where they can keep up with you.
Okay. So at I am Destiny P on IG, Instagram, Twitter, or you can go to destinywatson.com. That's DESTINYWATSON.com.
Okay, all right, my great people. We're going to take a quick break and I'll bring in our next artist. See y'all in a second.
Tell me that I got a fever. Tell me that I got a fever. I'm in the game, you in the bleachers. I'm in the game, you in the bleachers. Tell me that I got a fever. Tell me that I got a fever. I'm in the game, you in the bleachers. I'm in the game, you in the bleachers.
All right, we are back from the break and up now. I have Lil Nooney with me.
What go down? What go down?
14 years old and already making moves in the music industry, especially in the underground world. What are you doing right now?
Well, right now I'm in an interview.
What are you
HipHop
doing in
streets.
Atlanta right now?
Man, we just making moves, big moves, as I usually do. Nothing I ain't done before though. All right, no. Atlanta, baby, ATL way. No, for Atlanta, let's get it.
So at the age of 14, when did you start?
Well, I seen my daddy do it when I was 3, around sometime that time. And, you know, he put me in the booth. So I say around 4 or 5. That's when I really got into it.
And so you knew from 5 years old with your diaper on, you was like, yes, I'm going to be on the streets, I'm going to be on the stage, and I'm going to be doing this.
My mama knew. When I was 7, that's when I knew.
So I got a lot of questions for you because you're so young, and I love seeing young people doing their thing. Like, we a generation that we not going to follow the rules. We going to go ahead and get out there and do what we want to do. So with school, how does it work with school? How are you keeping up with, I'm pretty sure your mama wants you to still have your good grades.
Of course. But look here, that's my school. James Madison High School is my school, you feel me? And I'm going to let y'all know because y'all can pull up and tell me, hey, one time. But that's where I'm going to graduate from probably. Or maybe Manville High School because I'm in the sports too. But as far as school go, each school I go to is my school. They do what I want them to do.
So how does that work when you need to do your schoolwork?
I get her done.
Okay, all right. So you just on tour, you on the road, and you doing your work.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, or I got somebody who do it for me. You feel me?
The traveling tutor.
Nah. Most like gonna be one of my homeboys, homegirl, preferably homegirl.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay, preferably a homegirl. Let's get into that question. You got a little girlfriend. I know the ladies love you, so.
Me, girlfriend? Nah.
Not right now?
Nah.
Not in a little bit?
Nah.
You just here to entertain the ladies.
Entertain? That's a strong word. Because I entertain everybody. You feel
Okay.
me?
All right.
I'm shareable. But when I get there, I ain't sharing. You feel me?
I got you. So, what are you doing next? What's your next big project? What's your next big move? We want to know so we can come through, show love.
I'm trying to get this album out. You feel me? When this album drop, it's going to be hard. Stay tuned for it. I'm trying to get it done by maybe late October probably. I want to get it done by. But if not, next month for sure. Next month
Can
for
we
sure.
get a name for the album?
Not yet.
Not yet. What's one that's already out that we can listen to? I want my people to know.
Right now.
They're going to look on this and they're going to say, man, he kind of fly. What?
Right
I want to
now.
go check him out.
But look up. Right now, I does got that Cardi B coming up. I want to put that out there. That's another thing I'm doing. As far as my songs, I only been dropping singles lately. Jamazi on iTunes, Bust Down on iTunes. You feel me? New song I just put out, Money Machine, that's on iTunes. And the Everyday Banger, Turn Me Down, that's on iTunes too. Go ahead and look me up, Lil Nooney, one word, LILNUNNI.
So as far as for Hip Hop Streets, we are basically the iTunes, the Pandora, the Spotify for our underground artists. How do you feel this is going to help you?
Help me? Major ways. I feel like it won't only help me, but it'll also help other people because it's helping people get out there, you know what I mean? And as far as how many people gonna be on the app, it's gonna be a lot like, what's that thing called? Not SoundCloud, because it's gonna be better than SoundCloud. Be looking for that.
For sure.
But it's gonna be like, I can't remember the name of it, but it's where people could drop pretty much like their albums and stuff like that on and people go and see it and stuff like that. So yeah, I feel like it's gonna help a lot. It's gonna help a lot.
You go around and see other artists, you're gonna tell them, man, you gotta get on that hip hop streets if you really trying to get out there.
What? Oh yeah.
Already. Okay, so what you got planned for the rest of the day? Because I'm trying to get in the mix too and trying to get out there. I said I was gonna rest, but you see how quick that changed.
I thought I was gonna rest too. Nah, look, right after this, I'm probably gonna go grab some grub. And I'm gonna go check out some of these stages, you know, probably make a few appearances, take a few pictures, and I wanna hit that mall up. Yeah, most definitely I wanna hit that mall up. That mall gonna be live in the mall, gonna be live in the mall.
Okay, well thank you. We so appreciate you coming, so being here, getting our viewers to know who you are, being real open with us.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Definitely
That's what
keep
I
us
do.
updated. When we get back in Houston, we definitely want to have you out for the weekly podcast so we can see what you're doing. Make sure you're keeping up with your schoolwork.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna take a break and get ready for our next guest.
Already.
Turn me down, I got a fever. Turn me down, I got a fever. I'm in the game with the blazers. I'm too hot. I think I need to calm me down. Say this shit like what's down. In the studio, round for round.
Welcome back, Hip Hop Streets, Ear to the Streets podcast. We are here with our last person, but he's definitely not the least. Man of the hour, Mr. Sean Witherspoon.
She got it. She got it. She get it.
So yeah, we out here in Atlanta at the A3C Fest. What you used to be an NFL player? What's the switch up? How'd that come from? Definitely want to know about
you
that.
know what? I'm still balling. I'm just not an active NFL player right now, so I'm a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
So so I had a lot of time to really just do what I want to do right now. You know, the Lord has blessed me to be able to be in the business for 7 years, to where I can actually like make some moves and do some other things. So, I'm still working out, still staying in shape, and just whoever called me, I'm gonna be ready to rock. Because that's what I do. But I had an injury in October, so I wasn't ready when training camp came around.
Right.
So I'm just not really getting back up to full strength. So we'll see what happens with that. But in the meantime, just working on my music and stuff, trying to facilitate. Trying to be the point guard. So I started my own production company, and it's called Can't Be Contained Productions.
Okay.
CBC, and it kind of derives from like my college clique. So we lived in a place called Copper Beach, so we became the Copper Beach clique.
Right.
And we've been making music since like 08, 07, just vibing in school and whatnot, and then ended up coming out to Atlanta in 2010, and you know how this scene is.
Right.
It's a dope music scene here, and spent some extensive time in Houston, because I'm from Jasper, Texas, and my family lives in Mo City, so I'm always in the H, but I'm home here in Atlanta as well,
Right.
So spent a good time out here, but right now, just focusing on, I got a producer that I'm working with. His name is Trey Beats. Got some records that you might know, like records that's out there. He's got some placements with Gucci Mane, Chris Brown. It's a new record on the west side of town that's coming out called Water by a guy named Joe Gifted, who he co-produced with Tasha Couture, and got some things, moving around. So we're trying to just make his situation the best that we can make it,
Right.
so he can produce some hits and bring them out, and in the meanwhile, I just always be working on my own artistry as well, so.
Right. I love your energy. Like, I mean, you had an injury. Most athletes will, take that hard, but I see you took it as a moment to work on something else that you love. Like,
Well, the thing is, time is the most efficient employee, right?
right.
It don't stop, it just keep going, and we don't own it. We just got to make the most of it, So I feel like even if I'm not playing ball, which I love to do, it's my number one passion. Music is like one beat, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I got to figure out some things to do as opposed to football, because you can't play ball forever. And I'm seeing that firsthand.
Right.
And I've dealt with different experiences throughout my career, so I know how to handle that and just continue to push on. And newlywed, just got married in June.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah,
I thought
appreciate
I was looking on your Instagram. You have a beautiful wife.
Appreciate it. Yeah. Got to shout out the wife.
Yes, wifey.
Christine. Yes, that's my heart. We met at Missouri. We've been rocking, so
Ever since.
yeah, we've been deep in the game, and we just got married in June. Got 2 little babies. So I got a 2-year-old, 1-year-old, 2-year-old daughter named Ava, 1-year-old son named Sean, baby Sean.
Sean
my
Jr.?
Yeah, he the second. Since my brother who should be up here because him and Mark is like hella tight. I say hella because my engineer from the Bay, so I've been out in the Bay kicking it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm saying hella. I got him saying stuff like, man, hold up, you know what I'm saying?
Man, hold up, drink in my cup.
We rubbing off on each other, you know, but yeah, so my youngins, they keep me going, they keep me energized and keep me ready to go, man. So I started the company and, you know what I'm saying, I had a couple artists I was working with. One artist, it really didn't work out. But I have another artist who I'm working with. His name is Soul Gator. But he also got a few A-listers too. But he's from Orlando, so we call him Cap D, Soul Gator. He really just got this flavor. Like he the type, he gonna throw the Honda on some 28s. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
like,
all right.
If you get what I'm saying, like his people from Atlanta, but he spent a lot of time down in Florida. So he got some dope stuff cooking up, man. And in the meantime, I just been cooking mine up, just pressing it up, getting it ready. So when I get them boys right, then I'm gonna come on out. You know, because most people be like, oh, you play ball, you can't do this, you can't. Like, I can do whatever I want to do, you know what I'm saying, with this time I got.
You're going to be the first. Like,
that's
going to be one of the first to be out here like that.
And one who I really look up to is, like, Shaq. You know what I'm saying? He got the personality to go in any room and be able to be in any room. I studied communications at school.
Right.
So I feel like I got some of those qualities that come in the room.
Mizzou is one of the top communications.
One of the biggest journalism schools in the world. So the communication route was how I can get past the J school.
Right.
Because the J school in Missouri, you got to keep like a 3.5 just to stay in the J school.
Right.
And I got a whole bunch of problems with the way universities work. And, you know, when you're a college athlete, you don't have time to do.
You don't have time.
You can't compete with the student that's just focusing on
what they want to do. It's like you got to be sports or you got to be school.
So, you know, my coach used to always say, he'd be like, school first, football second. You know what I'm saying?
With the hands.
That's how I used to do it, you know? and I caught that early, you know? And I knew what I wanted to do as far as school. I wanted to study communications because I kind of see a future in maybe doing what you're doing.
Right.
So you never know. So I'm working on a 5-year plan for commentary and journalism, 5-year plan for coaching because I want to get back to the community and like help the kids that, you know, that need that guidance because someone definitely helped me to get to where I am today, you know? So I know that's how important that is. So, and then I'm a private investor in a few things we got going and like I said, invested in myself, invested in some of my friends and starting the CBC, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to get it going and I'm just loving what HipHop Streets is doing because, you know, my cousin, I've been sharing music with him for a while and a lot of the time, you know, he's like, man, he called me Frank. They all call me Frank.
Yes. That's why I thought you was lying. I said, oh, he one of them who give out fake names.
No. I'm just gonna hit you with that government if I ain't too comfortable, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hit you with that government and then, you know, hate you if you calling me Sean or Spoon and we
you
know
cool.
What I'm saying? You know,
okay.
Yeah, right.
Call you Spoon.
You know, the wife, she called me Franklin. You know, like, ain't nobody call me
That's
Franklin.
how you know you in trouble.
That's when my mom was saying Franklin.
Right.
I was in trouble, but when the wife say Franklin, that's just the name, the only name she calls me.
Right.
Because when I met her, I was like, I'm Spoon. She's like,
yeah,
what?
see, I'd be like that too. I'd be like, nah, I want your real name.
Exactly. But you know, you 18, 19, you trying to be cool.
You trying to be cool.
You know what I'm saying? What up? You know?
She was like, nah.
And then like everybody on campus know me as Spoon, you know. And just to say, like, wifey was with me before I was balling, really.
Right.
Like, I was just a young cat on campus, you know, just
doing your
chilling.
thing.
And we ended up catching the vibe and just spending like a whole summer together and just rocking, you know.
Yeah, I was
so
rocking.
My bad. I got you.
And I was rocking since then.
Yeah, so it's been A1 since day one. So right now we just in the A and it's just the right place to be, you know, with the A3C Festival going on. We've been just linking up with a lot of people and making a lot of connections and right now we're looking at getting some studio space so my guys can really go in and be in the best situation.
Right, because when we saw you at the Suture Lounge, we was really impressed by all the underground artists out here. So how do you feel about,
right on.
You know what I'm saying? You trying to,
Yeah, I got my ear open. And I have my priorities, you know, because the artist Soul Gator, he dope and he gonna resonate with a lot of people, you know. So we working on that project now. His first project gonna be called Full Circle.
Okay.
You know, because I mean, sometimes you think it's gonna be this time, but it might not be your time yet, you know what I'm saying? But or maybe you haven't met the right person you need to be linked up with to help get your vision out. So that's his project he's working on called Full Circle. And things are just really starting to come full circle, you know, and I've had a lot of time to really dedicate to them, you know, my artist and my producer. I won't say my artist, my producer.
Yeah.
The producer I work with, Trey Beats, and the artist I work with, Soul Gator, because I don't get down like that. No, I don't get down like that. You don't want nobody.
Yeah.
You know, because like when I played for the Falcons, Mr. Blank, who's the owner, he was like, yeah, I got my boys, you know.
My players.
You know, you're individual, you know who you are. So
I like that.
No doubt.
Okay, so for HipHop Streets, what do you see it doing for you as an underground artist and even your artist? you know, is strictly for underground. So it's not going to be overpowered or covered up by any of the mainstream artists that are already out there.
Well, like I said, you know, I was raised in Jasper, Texas, and our area code is 409. Same area code as, you know, UGK, Beaumont, yeah, Port Arthur, Texas, all that, like the Golden Triangle. That's my area. Deep, you know, the deep East Bonnie Woods of Texas, and then I'm rocking with the 713 number. So I've always been just experiencing the underground movement.
Right.
You know, that's all I knew was Fat Pat, Lil Kiki,
Yeah.
Pokey, Hawk. You know what I'm saying? I can keep going all day. DJ Screw and just what he did for the city. You know, that's why you saw Houston hit that real stride back in like the early 2000s. After Big Mo passed away, it seemed like the city just took off because Big Mo had kind of started that. He had that steam going, and then you had Lil Troy and them coming out with you know, hits, and it was just a lot of stuff happening out of Houston. And Chameleonaire, Zero is I have to say Zero is my favorite artist from Houston. And then when I say favorite artist, like he's top 5 artists like all time to me. Devin the Dude, Scarface, you know, really look up to Jay Prince and all that. So I really love that independent, that underground grind type of route.
Right.
So you know, I think what Hip Hop Streets is going to bring is going to give those you know, acts a platform.
Right.
Because right now, you know, you can get on YouTube and it might pop off. It might pop off, it might not, you know, but you know, these streaming sites is where it's at, and it's also a way to monetize, you know, some things for those artists that are putting their heart into these records.
It is, definitely, most definitely. So when you get back on the field, because I know you're going to get back.
It's going to be hell to pay.
You're going to be having them jamming your music at the game.
Hey, so that's definitely the plan, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to have got copyrights on everything, you know what I'm saying? So we ain't going to be playing no game. I'm going to be getting a check from them. You know what I'm saying, for my services, and getting a check from them on something else, you know what I'm saying? And that's the goal, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't really about the check, though. It's about just doing what we love to do.
When you can do what you love and still
get
paid,
you know what I'm saying? That's success. That's success. Like, if I can pay my rent, that's success.
Yep.
If I can eat, that's success, you know? So that's what I'm focused on, and it's gonna go down. And I'm just always diving into other things. Like Tom Petty just passed away. Like, my music palette is way bigger than just the underground, you know, what I'm talking about, because I listen to so much music. Like, I'm jamming Tom Petty all week just in remembrance of him, and got my daughter listening to Free Fall, and she's singing the lyrics, and she too, and it's like, man, like, and he has this one song called Running Down My Dreams.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but that's definitely how the chorus goes. Running down your dreams. It's just ridiculous.
It
and
make
me think about Meek Mill and like his little dream chaser thing. Like, it just, you know, you inspire people with what you bring to the table. So that's what we're trying to do.
Already, I really appreciate it. I mean, you definitely got a lot of insight. We most definitely want to have you in Houston on the podcast on the weekly. So
I'm gonna get out.
We definitely.
My mama in Mo City. You know what I'm saying? I'm dealing
Great
with FEMA right
too.
now. I'm dealing with FEMA right now,
Was your mom okay with
man. They cutting up, man. They just got out to the house, you know what I'm saying, to check out some stuff. But luckily, we didn't have any standing water damage, because they're giving people like $1,500 for people who lost their whole house, man. It's crazy.
That's not enough. But, you know, we going to make it do what it do. We all going to work together. And
Texans are strong. Like, I feel like nothing about other places when they go through disasters, but I feel like the death total in Houston wasn't up there because the people took the initiative and was like, we ain't waiting on the government. We're going to pull out our boats. You know, we're going to do this. We're going to help each other. Social media played a big part in that.
It did.
You know, I saw some of my friends tweeting like, hey, man, this might be my last tweet, you know what I'm saying? But I'm good with God, and we at this location, and we got a white flag on the door, this and that, this and the third. And then I'm seeing them same people post up something the next week. So, you know, the city was helping each other, right?
Yes, the vibe here in Atlanta was definitely like everybody comes together.
Yeah, the A like that. The A like that. You ain't, like, of course, you know, it's going to be, you know, with the way the economy is, it's going to always be, you know, some areas in the city that, you know, it's just the bottom, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a little bit more grimy than what it is like in Atlantic Station or, you know, out here in Buckhead or something. Like, it get real, and like, ain't nothing like being down here right now in the heart of the city, right off Forsyth in Alabama, just kicking it. Like, I get my hair cut right over here on Essence. I mean, at Pier Essence on Forsyth. And they actually own this store, the people who own. That's how we was able to get that music cut down, because I went up there, he's like, yeah, Spoon. I'm like, yeah, bro, like, cut that music down and stop lying to my people, talking about you can't turn the music down.
We sure appreciate it too.
Word up.
But we're going to go ahead and wrap it up so we can get and watch that Florida game.
You know what? You got Florida State versus Miami, and I got some friends who went to Miami. I got friends who went to Florida State.
Oh, so y'all about to be lit.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to pull up a little something. You know, A3C been a good week now.
Man, it really has.
It's been a good week, and then we're back to the grind next week.
Already.
Back on the grind with the music, working out, and being a father and a husband. So just being the best I can be.
All right, so I can definitely call you Spoon now.
Yeah,
Let
you
my
call me
people
Spoon.
know.
Like, you can find me on IG, Spoon Jones 56. Just put a little teaser of this track that's picking up some steam from our mixing sessions we've been having in the Bay. We went to Patchwork the other night. We was working on some stuff, man, and showcasing some new microphones and stuff like that. So starting to get a lot of relationships with a lot of people. But you can find me at IG Spoon Jones 56. Just how it sounds, Spoon Jones number 56 on Twitter. Sean W Spoon 56. And them pretty much the only two joints I really be rocking on. But get at me, man. You know what I'm saying? The music coming. I'm cooking, you know. But I want to get my dogs out, you know. So that's my. I want to help other people, you know what I'm saying? I'm in a position to where I can do that. Like, I ain't got to be like, I got to do this music right now. I got to. So,
Right.
you know, I'm going to do it right.
Alrighty. Thank you for joining us on Hip Hop Streets, Ear to the Streets podcast. We got Spoon with us. You can look for his music on our app too.
Word up. That's dope.
I'm in the game, you in the bleachers. Turn me down, I got a fever. Turn me down, I got a fever. Turn me down, I got a fever. I'm in the game, you